So how popular are medical SLPs? That's a good question. Hello everyone, I am Janelle in SLP Peep, and for this month we are talking about the medical side of things for speech-language pathology. If you are interested in this sort of content, please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's move on. For the ASHA Big 9, that's mainly talking about the cognition, dysphagia, a little bit of the voice, maybe oral rehabilitation, but then again, a known medical procedure that's going to happen, not a, oh my word, I just found myself in a hospital procedure that's done. Medical is very, very small of the ASHA Big 9. So how many SLPs are part of the medical system? Short answer is about 18%. I'm leery of that number, and here's why. Are you talking about the full-time or the part-timers? Are you talking about somebody with more than one part-time job? Also, what about PRNs? And that's not even bringing in the fact that there are not enough SLPs to go around, so how many more SLPs are needed so we can officially say there are enough SLPs in the medical field? Yeah, there's a lot to go into this. Not every hospital has a speech-language pathologist. Not every medical facility have all their SLP positions covered. Why is this? Is it because there are not trained SLPs? Is it because you must have certain credentials and SLPs don't have them? Not really. When an SLP graduates from graduate school, they're technically trained in dysphagia, cognition, and the other things that are needed in a medical setting. Whether or not SLPs feel competent is another question. There's also the fact that there's a lack of SLPs. You heard me, lack. If I can go 2 weeks without getting emails saying, now hiring SLPs in your neighborhood, which is hilarious because they're basically saying they need SLPs to work teletherapy, that would be a blessing. But it's true. Approximately 50% of students that apply to graduate school actually get in. I'm not just talking about a school has a 50% acceptance rate. Typically it's much lower than that. I'm talking about all the students, all the hopefuls, 50% of them will be accepted. The other 50% will not. Why is this? There are so many different things to go into this, one of which is there's not enough supervisors for speech-language pathologists. And there's not enough SLP doctors. Yeah. Graduate school programs can only hold so many seats because of supply and demand. They only have so many professors with doctorates, and basically it's a big long story. The class sizes are very small, generally because of two things. They need to make sure that they have enough teachers to help the students, and when you get accepted into a graduate school, that's pretty much the school promising you, saying, we will help you get placement so you can get your clinical hours, which means they have connections with so many supervisors to help those students get their clinical hours, which basically means people like me need to agree to take in a student and to allow that student to take over part of my caseload. And I can understand where there are some SLPs that are very hesitant on that. But it's almost like a snowball effect on why there are not enough SLPs to be a supervisor for a student, which means when those students graduate, there almost won't be enough students that graduate to eventually become supervisors to get those students, and it's an ongoing process. But is it more than just this? Yes. I went to a graduate school that was fairly new. So how new are we talking about here? New to the point where I was cohort number 2. Yeah, that's fun when you're the second group. It's okay, I wasn't part of cohort 1, it's great. Because this university was so new, they highly recommended us students to find out where we would like to settle after school and to contact SLPs in those areas to see if they'll take a graduate student for our last semester. I don't mind, I went home and I was thrilled. The story is not necessarily me finding my final placement for a supervisor, but my friend. For my friend, On her 5th semester, she was able to go to a VA hospital. She loved it. It was great. We had to separate. I was sad. She was glad. That sounds awkward. And we had to look for placements for semester number 6 in advance. Because she knew she wanted to go medical and definitely not pediatric, she started calling other VAs, other hospital systems, to see what was available and what they offered. There's a whole process on when a student calls into a hospital or any other medical setting and who to talk to and whatnot. Anyway, let's just fast forward and say she talked to the person she needed to talk to. She asked them if they took any SLP graduate students. And this person on the phone was not the happiest person. In fact, they even said, "Why would we need you, an SLP? No one here is working on their R's." I don't want to say it's a derogatory term for that to be said for SLPs, but basically it's a gross misunderstanding that we only work on articulation. It's a major part of what we work on, but not the only part. My friend then had to go into explaining to her, there is so much more we work on. We work on dysphagia, we work on cognition, we work on voice. The list goes on. She had to educate this person at a hospital the need for an SLP. She brought up that she was going to intern at a different VA, and it was just shocking that this VA did not already have an SLP on board. Now that I think about it, I don't even know if this was a VA or if it was a active military hospital. Whatever. So how popular are SLPs? Not very popular. How much are they needed? Very much. And that's partially what I do here, is I advocate and I explain what SLPs do, why we do it, and how they can better help other people. Even if I have to be uncomfortable for about a month and explain more about the medical side of speech-language pathology. There are so many places a person can go to learn more about what a speech-language pathologist does, where we work, what we do in those areas, and all the benefits we can provide for others. I will link ASHA, the American Speech, Language, and Hearing Association, down below, as well as the Department of Labor that gives a brief summary about everything we do in actually very concise and nice wording. Way to go, Department of Labor. Way to go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a terrific day. If you are interested in this sort of content, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. For the question of the day, what did you learn? How are you going to step up and act and let people know what you do? Whether it's being an SLP or something else. Let me know down below. I hope you have a terrific day. And until next time, bye-bye.